are you capable of? It's a difficult question. A lot of people don't even want to think about that question because it requires work. And not work like sweeping or deep work, internal work to figure out what you're capable of. Self-actualization is so important to me in how I live my life because I believe that's where fulfillment lies. When we're able to self-actualize and understand our strengths and weaknesses and know ourselves and be honest with ourselves, which most people can, within that we find our potential. And I believe working towards that potential, working towards becoming the best version of ourselves is where we will find fulfillment. It might not be getting there, it's just working towards that is where we find fulfillment. Now, in order to be self-actualized, what does that consist of? It's self-image. Self-image is one of the most important parts and the key to having a fulfilled life. I brought this book up. It's called Psycho-cybernetics. My good friend and mentor over there, Alan Williams, had put me onto this book a few months ago. It's by Maxwell Maltz. And in this book, he talks about the importance of self-image. Self-image is a blueprint of how we view ourselves. What most people don't understand is that our actions and thoughts align to confirm that blueprint correct. The issue is, most of us have a distorted self-image. It's either an inflated self-image, which we label as conceited, or a deflated self-image, as we label as insecure. Very few people are self-actualized, or even working towards self-actualization. Very few people have an adequate and realistic view of themselves. Take me, for example. Now, you all know I was a drug addict and alcoholic, and I label myself that. However, that's not enough for me. I had to dig deeper to understand my path and how I got there, to understand that depleted self-image I had of myself. And it started way back. I was 11 years old, and this is before my father and brother went away. I was playing soccer. Now, I played basketball and football throughout my life to college, high school, but I hadn't played those sports yet. I was a soccer guy. And I was pretty good at playing soccer. I was a great goalie. And I'll never forget it. I was 11 years old. We were playing on a not-so-good team. We were at a tournament, and we were playing against the top team. And I was playing out of my mind. Out of my mind. Kick saves, diving all over the place. And the game was tied up 0-0. With a few minutes left, I had it that day. But something happened. With a few minutes left in the game, I started to self-talk. Negative self-talk. I couldn't keep that pedestal. I started to say, no, you're going to blow this. You're going to blow the game. You're going to let up the game-winning goal, and you're going to lose this for your team. So I faked an injury. My ankle. I was a good actor back then, too. Out of nowhere, I faked an ankle injury. Had my coach take me out of the game. Because of fear. Because of fear that I wasn't able to handle it, that the other shoe was going to drop, that I was going to fail, right? So in my eyes, if I kept things in my control, if I quit, I could put that what if in my pocket. All right, well, if I stayed in the game, we probably would have won. Maybe. I'll never know. But from that point on, I labeled myself a quitter. I had no idea the impact it was going to make on my life. But throughout my whole life, this same theme ran true. Whether good things were happening to me, I was scared. I couldn't handle it. The other shoe was going to drop. So I quit. Bad things were happening to me, I quit. Any kind of adversity, I quit. Because I was scared. I was scared if I put all my energy in, if I tried my best and hardest, and I didn't come out on top, it was going to be so devastating and so painful. Why would I put myself through that? I might as well quit. Keep a what if in my pocket. It was a safety blanket. No idea what it was going to do to me psychologically. Because that self-image, that blueprint, my actions and thoughts did align to prove that correct time and time again. 20-something years later, and I was still in that same position. So now what? Who cares? I know I'm insecure. I found where my insecurity came from. See, most of us, if we look at our self-image, we can take a look at a lot about our lives. But what does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. It's not just enough to understand that you have a negative self-image towards yourself. You have to find the root and cause. Finding that root and cause allowed me to see how my subconscious mind played a role in my destruction. Because I let it. So is that it? Is that all we could do? Oh, this sucks. I guess that's life, right? No. The thing about our subconscious mind, the thing about this psycho mechanism we have, it's a creative mechanism. Okay? If you feed it negative goals, you'll get a failure mechanism out of it. If you feed it success goals, you can turn it into a success mechanism. So in order to recreate my self-image and believe in myself and start working towards a better life, I had to find something within me. I had to tell myself a different story. But it couldn't be a made-up story. I couldn't be telling no whoppers to myself. That wouldn't have worked. I had to go back and find the true story about myself that exemplified the true human being I am inside, and that proved my subconscious mind incorrect. So I have another story about sports, a basketball story. Like I said, I didn't start playing basketball and football until later in life. So about a year later, I started playing basketball. I sucked. I was horrible. Okay, I was weird and dorky at the time. My friends all beat the hell out of me. I didn't know what to do. I was good at soccer. Now I'm playing these other sports. I'm getting beat up everywhere. So I joined this basketball camp with all my friends. First time ever. The day before, I'm riding my bike with my cousin. And I tried to take a turn real low to the curb, real cool. And I hit a pebble, and I skidded across the pavement like a rock in a pond. Man, bruises everywhere, scrapes, scars, butterfly stitches. I was a mess. I looked like a mummy, you know? But I said I was going to play anyway. My coaches, my family was like, you're a wreck. What are you going to do? I'm like, the best that I can do. I don't know. I'll try. I'll try. So I tried. And something beautiful happened that day when I went back and took a look at that experience. I laid it all out on the court. I was diving for basketballs. I was going against guys 3 times my size. I was going against guys with much better skill. And for 5 days, I played out of my mind. And I wound up winning a one-on-one tournament that I had no business winning. If you looked at the athleticism and the skill and the experience of the other players involved in the camp, you would have never picked me to win. But I put it all on the line that day. And the reason why I tell that story is because I had to go back through this process, through this internal research, through finding myself, through working on my weaknesses, my strengths, and knowing myself entirely. I had to find this experience in time that proved my subconscious mind wrong. That said, no, you're not a quitter. You have grit. And grit, ladies and gentlemen, is the perfect mixture of passion and perseverance. So I'm not a quitter. I can persevere. And what happened was, through this time, through understanding that moment in my life where against all odds, I laid it all out on the court because I wasn't worried about the result. I was just worried about putting everything out there, everything in my tank, and giving it up. That's where I found fulfillment. And now that I had that piece of information, that's not all there is. Just so you guys know, once you find that positive self-image of yourself, now you got to keep that. And the way you keep that is continuing that momentum through your actions. Stop doubting yourself. Again, self-doubt is a security blanket, and it's just meant to attack you later on. See, that's the problem. Most of us are out here and have no idea that our subconscious mind is working against us. So we'll never fulfill our potential because we have no idea what we're truly capable of. See, a lot of us are just happy surviving. We find comfort in that. One of the most famous quotes out there is only the strong survive. I have a quote I live by. It's only the inspired fly. That's more important to me. But it's not about getting inspired by me or a motivational speaker you see or a book you read. It's about finding the inspiration within yourselves. Getting inspired by you. The successes you've achieved. The obstacles you have overcame. And the unique characteristics that only you possess. So get inspired and come fly with me. Keep it up.